Yo guys, hi everyone. Super happy to see you all here. And if you're alive, let me check by the way. Then everything is good. And if you started watching us, please write something in the comments or in the chat. And we are live. Yeah, let's go. Why it's like 0 likes right now? Hunt, put a like right
Nobody
now.
likes you, bro.
Okay, so the
Nobody
question
likes
is, Hunt, I thinking about this like since previous year. What the fucking religion you are? Because you're definitely religious, and
what?
you said like you're not this religion, not this religion. I want
Wait,
this.
why am I definitely religious? First, let's ask the first question. Why am I definitely religious? How did you come to that conclusion?
Because you're drinking from this, weird stuff, and you look like a guy who like doing weird stuff.
You see, so I think this is the big breakdown with white people. White people just don't get that there's culture and then there's religion. And they're two different things, you know? Like brown people get it, Asian people get it, South American people get it, you know? Everybody gets it.
You
Fucking white people.
all
Like,
opportunities to blame white people, but I saw some weird religious stuff that you showed to us. Like you're definitely a religious guy.
what religious stuff that I showed to you? No, I'm definitely not religious. I am
You're
spiritual, I think is like a good word, but religious is
Oh my
like,
god. Okay, what spirituality you are?
oh, so my religion is called Druze. It's it's like a very old religion. It is very philosophical. Socrates, Aflaton, and like all these people were Druze. But yeah, I'm not like super religious.
What is Druze once again? Like describe it in
Druze is like a it's like the first Abrahamic religion, and they believe in one God. They believe in reincarnation, and
so
there
you're
aren't
taking everything from
there's no
every
like there's
and
no well, it was before
hoping for the
all
best.
the other religions, right? So it's like who says who took what first, you know? It's I don't know. But yeah, they don't like there's no church, there's no like, you know, specific prayer schedule, there's no nothing. But during the times of the prophet and the wars, the Druze fought with the prophet, and Salman al-Farsi was Druze, and there's like this connection between them and like the Islam, you know, but we're not Muslim. It's like I don't know, it's a different religion.
Okay, do you have some, celebrations for your Druze Day?
I mean, the biggest, like the one that kind of belongs to us is Eid al-Adha. You know, when they celebrate like Abraham, God told him to kill his son and then sent him a lamb instead or spared his son. Everyone's got like a different
Cool
story.
story, yeah.
That one, that's about it. But
So
like, okay, and not to put this the wrong way, but why is a pagan asking religious questions
Yeah,
this early in the morning?
that's a good question. Yeah. Please tell us, Arya.
Yeah, what's going on, Ira? Are you feeling like you need to accept God? Are you in a mood? Like, do you need to? Did you sin an insane amount over the holidays to get it off your chest? Like, what's going on?
yes, I need a priest in my life.
That's what's going on. Okay, well, now with AI, you can tell ChatGPT, "Hey, you're a priest. I would like to confess my sins to you," and he will say, "Yes, my daughter.
Did you
Your
watch
hair is
Fleabag?
horrendous, and
Did you
until
watch
you fix
Fleabag
it, you will never
series?
get into heaven." What?
A Fleabag series.
Oh yeah, I can flip back series.
So yeah, this kind of priest would be nice. But anyway, we are not talking about this stuff. We're talking about very serious stuff, like NFT Paris cancellation, guys. What do you think about this? Like, not
Yes.
something. Yeah.
Actually, I heard this like 1 hour ago. I'm pretty surprised. Like, what is the reason? What's the main reason? Because the last year that was crazy. Like, literally everyone was there.
I, I don't
I just
think they have like a business model figured out.
hmm.
What business model is it? The
Well,
event, and they
no,
have
it's
like
just,
a
let me
partner.
give you an example, right? When you went to NFT Paris last year, right? You didn't. Okay, so whenever I go to crypto events, right? Nobody goes to the main event. Everyone
Yeah.
goes to the side parties. So people have realized that. And instead of renting a booth at the main event now, they just go find a cool restaurant, cafe, etc. They rent that for 3 days or 2 days, and then people come see them there. And they set up their own environment, blah blah blah. It's not super busy around them. They can like focus. It's a much better experience for everyone. So
But also because the
how do they
tickets
make
was
money?
the tickets was like not logically expensive. Like it was like $500 or something like that last previous year, and I was
Yeah.
like thinking like who the hell paying for that? Because all the like if you have like 2,000 plus followers, you can get these tickets for free. You know, like everyone sending it to you. Like you have like people who can give you tickets for free anyway. Like if you like any times like
But
social, you
that's
know.
the business model of all of these things, right? Like we went to the Anime Expo twice, and
Okay.
you pay $100 or 150 a day to get
100,
in.
not
Or
500.
no, for one day. If you
Okay.
want to go for the entire event, you pay 500. It's always, and if you buy super early, you can save money and pay 400, you know? But that's their business model, these big ass like things. And usually what happens is in construction, in automotive, in all the other industries, oil, blah blah blah, the corporations pay to send people. In anime, super fans don't mind spending their money. But in crypto, when you can go to side events and there's only fucking 10,000 of us, you know what I mean? It's like, who the fuck is going to pay? So they just haven't figured out their business model. I wouldn't be surprised if, like, a lot of these major, I guess, I don't know, hubs for events just shut down. But NFT Paris is still going to happen, right? All the side events are still going to happen. There's just not going to be a main event, from what I'm understanding.
Oh, really? I was thinking like it's all cancelled.
I think
How
everything at
you
the
can
main.
cancel side events? It's not depends from you, but
I mean,
like they canceled and they earn on it like they spent sponsors money and it's like $500,000.
Yeah,
Half a
they didn't
million.
cancel. They went bankrupt.
Yeah, and they said like we like kind of already spent it on organization and all this stuff, and we wrote on the contract like if we spent it on organization stuff, we can't return this money. And they like
wait, that's a
one
rock.
one
Rock, rock.
one
You know,
package.
take into everybody that goes to NFT Paris gets robbed, and now NFT Paris robbed everybody.
That's crazy. Ah, that's crazy.
So true. This is so true. So
Oh,
one sponsorship package was like $5,000 if you would just want your logo there, and if you want more, you need to spend like 25,000 to 30,000. And like someone counted sponsors and everything, so $500,000, guys.
yeah, I
Holy
think the
fuck.
days of these, like the days of events are not done, but the days of these sort of like exhibitions or whatever, I think they're done.
I mean, with like the 500,000, they should just like launch a meme coin, pump it, make this 500,000, like a 2 million, and make this event. That's also
I
a
think
meme.
also
They launched NFTs last year. They tried to make money by launching. Remember during NFT Paris last year, they sold
Yeah,
these NFTs, and then other people did too. I think Plague sold coffee NFTs, and then they ended up like airdropping them something. Um, but they've tried a couple of different business models. It's just, man, like
I
people
don't.
underestimate how little money there is to be made
Actually, that's
on the
definitely
on
event,
these ventures.
that's
yeah,
definitely.
sorry.
Oh shit! Like, oh, whole ecosystem is like fucked up right now. I think the only thing that can save us, I mean, like the say by mean us, like the everybody in the like the current crypto Twitter is a giant pump, to be honest, because there is no literal like the retails that's not come in, and
But would
they
that
will not
save?
appear.
Would that
Yeah.
save like these NFT companies? You know, not NFTs specifically. I mean, like NFT NYC last year also lost money,
Oh shit.
right? So are we going to get that again? You know, the side events are dope, but main events, man, there's a lot of businesses that are going down, right? There's been a lot of gaming projects that have just stopped.
Yeah.
It started with pirates and then it just kept going, you know. Obviously, we saw Digidaigaku, like Limit Break is still going, but they ain't talking about a game anymore. You know what I mean? They're just building contracts and shit. So it's like I
Yeah,
think I think a lot of these companies are gonna stop. You know, it's not cheap, man. I remember one of the companies had without employees just to run a website required $12,000 a month in APIs and infrastructure costs just to run the
Wow.
site. And then you got to
Wow.
pay a dev, and then you got to pay this guy and that guy and this guy and that guy. And it's like the burn rates in tech are wild, you know?
Yeah.
I
It's
don't
crazy.
I don't know how like you're supposed to keep up. These I know Gary Vee has been like championing NFTs again and getting back into like the ring and shit with everybody. And he's
mhm.
going into the same speech, right? Like 99% of these projects are going to die. Some of them are going to make it. And you can make a lot of money by picking the right ones, blah, blah, blah. And it's true. Like, I agree with that. I have forever, but it's like, it's becoming harder and harder to have something of substance in this space because nobody gives a fuck. Nobody wants to use it. Like,
That's true.
yeah, I don't know. I don't think a pump is what we need. I think the washout is just natural. I think it's normal. We're gonna wash out a whole bunch of shit nobody cares about, and we're gonna keep a whole bunch of shit everybody loves.
That's true, actually. Yeah.
That's true, and I think like not a single project will return to at the highest price anymore, because like what's the point? How it should happen in the next, I think, like 5 years or something like that. So people will earn on project that appear and disappear like with shit coins and everything like that, but with NFTs the same, you know. People will promise to you a lot, and you metaverse and you comic book and you this and this, and we're like, oh my god, yes, please do this for us, and then they will disappear like immediately after mint, and if we will manage to sell, we will win, you know, something like that.
Wait, can I ask you a question, Ira? Are you talking about NFT projects like
Yeah,
PF,
like every
like
project.
PFP NFT? I don't agree with every project. The reason is art, um, and cultural NFTs. Cultural NFTs to me would be CryptoPunks. They would be
Of course, yeah.
Ladies. They would be like a few of those core ones, and then maybe even Skulls of Lucy would be in there. But then you go heavy art, and if I go art culture, I think they will hit all-time highs. I think they'll set new all-time highs. Like
Art NFTs, you mean art
art
NFTs?
NFTs
Yeah,
and
100%.
culture-based NFTs like CryptoPunks, Skulls of
Yeah.
Lucy, you know, the
Yeah.
what's it called? Miladies, maybe Meebits, but Meebits now with a new founder, like Sergito's amazing, but there's just the execution level like risk that the other projects just don't have. Like CryptoPunks has no fucking execution risk, right? They're not dropping a token, they're not fucking doing more cool shit. Like they're just
I'm
punks, you know?
I'm preparing now video about punks, and I think like when you purchasing a punk, it's just like, you know, a sign for the society that you are, you know, in this elite among this elite people who understand why they're here, and like what's the point of the whole crypto, you know. It's a fun, it's anti luxury, I don't know, like vibes. This is at the same time like this they were here from the start, right? The first, they always will be expensive, they always will be on the top, they always will be desirable, and there's no like even point to like argue with that. I'm talking about like other NFT projects, because like they have no like they have like not even compare with the CryptoPunks. With art, I agree also, because like it's another topic, I think, and a lot of wash money, to be honest, goes through the art. Uh, yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Mm.
Actually, I also like to kind of disagree with the art perspective. I think like the culture NFTs definitely want to see all time high. I totally agree. But for like the arts, I think like we'll lose the first wave of the art collectors because they all already like to hear. And I don't think like the next wave of the money will be like interested with the art. I think the next wave coming
Why?
and
Like,
actually they are coming, they will be like the whole focused on the tech side and how they can increase their money. Because in this the crypto whole as a whole ecosystem, I think the only way left is the governments and real like the giants money printers like the banks like that.
mhm.
You know, I disagree. I was thinking about this a lot the other day, actually, was the
Mhm.
idea of like who controls crypto now? Is it decentralized? Is it not decentralized? Is it like, has it left the message that and like the mission that it was originally on? Um, so the stats still say that 70% of Bitcoin specifically is held by retail investors.
Oh.
30% is held by corporations, institutions, ETFs, blah, 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 blah. So eventually, there's two things that can happen. Like the path could go two ways. We could go towards institutions, hedge funds, ETFs, sovereign wealth, etc., all of them taking over the 70, where retail takes over the 30%. And that's when we kind of like just lose it. Um, but the other way is there are so few people in the world, right? 5% on chain or in crypto, period, actually. And I think 3% on chain. If that number becomes 10, 15, 18, then retail will hold 90%, 80%, or they'll maintain 70 even when the sovereign wealth and all these other institutions come in. And I think that is the more likely path of the two because of gold, because of watching what stable coins have become and how deep they've like penetrated different economies. And I think that all just leads to people migrating on chain. Institutions are still fighting over other resources like water, oil, precious metals, the shit they would need to make RAM and blah, 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 which kind of like opens the path for retail to be in charge of Bitcoin's destiny for a lot longer than we think.
Hmm. That's like a different and actually a good point of view, to be honest. Uh, but I just wonder, like, what is the timeline for that? Because I know some people, like, especially the elder peoples, are not going to invest in the crypto because they don't understand. For them, like I'm not talking about like the below 14, 40s, but maybe like the 45 years old, all the boomers, not boomers, but maybe like a baby boomers, they will always like to choose the investment method that can they hold with their
Mhm.
bare hands, I guess, because they don't understand. Like for the digital world is not exist for them. I mean, like we can understand that because like
Same with the older millennials.
yeah, also like I know some of my like the friends, real life friends, they don't even understand the crypto itself, like because the only, I mean, like we are really, real lucky generation because I mean I grew up with the games because I've been in like the games. I play like 10 years World of Warcraft, and I was like
No.
the digital world was like my life in my teenage years, so I can understand. But most of my friends, they can't.
Let me break something. Let me break something down for you, bro.
Okay.
Um, if you were born in 2006, the iPad released when you were 4 years old. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
you are now 20.
Yeah.
That means you're graduating university in 2 years.
Yeah.
You're entering the workforce, and you're becoming a part of the market.
Yeah.
You are educated, tech savvy, AI forward,
And AI
crypto
replace.
adjacent, and
Yeah.
this is the new economy now, right? So you're
Exactly.
seeing these 20, 30-year olds convincing boomers to the point where institutions, governments, blah, 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 blah are in,
Yeah.
right? Now you're about to give all the power to the iPad generation, bro, in 2 years.
I think
So I
like
think the timeline is probably this decade. Um,
I
the
also
amount of people holding crypto in the world goes like 4x this
I
decade.
I really want to like to say that. I definitely like really want to see that. But I think the time period might be a bit longer because I by the way, I totally agree with you. Once the iPad generation comes to charge, everything will change. Like the crypto or like the digital money or like the I think there won't be like a single money. I think there will be a lot of metas that the material that can exchange between the values or like the goods in the world. There will be a lot. Like the crypto ecosystem is perfectly fits for that for the iPad generation, let's say. But I think they have more than 10 years to get into the charge because the current like the people in like the at the head of the banks or governments are like 50s, and I bet they're not gonna like to let the power in their hand more than like I mean less than like 10 years.
But they're about to fire all middle management and replace them with one guy running an AI. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean? Like, bro, so much is about to change, man. It's
yeah,
just,
exactly. I totally
yeah.
agree with you. I think there will like the universal basic income also, like with the UBI, there will like a lot of new, not money flow, but the value flow in the
UBI
crypto.
is a strange concept for me.
Why?
Because of the way inflation works,
Yeah,
and because I am currently watching my parents go through that. They thought that the old age pension in
yeah,
Canada would be enough to like afford a life. And with inflation, it no longer is, right? So they're like, I'm watching them do that. And now I'm just thinking like we're about to put everyone on something like this
Mhm.
forever.
actually we
Like
must.
$2,000 universal basic income. They've been talking about it in Canada for years. And when you think about $2,000, it used to be like rent, bills, and food. And now it's not even rent. Like you can't get a 1 bedroom apartment in Ottawa for 2 grand, right? Like, bro, I go to Costco
But
every 10 days and spend
everywhere,
$1,000. So it's
it's
like,
everywhere like that.
yeah, but that's where, so that's without universal basic income. It's everywhere like that. Now imagine if they're giving people $2,000, they have to print that, right? So
Yeah,
like now what's it gonna buy? Next thing you know, well, you $2,000 will buy you a cup of coffee. You know, like it's a scary thought. I obviously I'm personally a progressive socialist, so I'm not, I don't like capitalism. You know, I don't like that. But the idea of like universal basic income without anything behind it, like where is it coming from? Is it coming from resources and shit? No, we got
no,
debt, bro. Like in
no, no.
Dubai, Qatar, all these
Yeah.
places, they pay people because they have resources, zero debt, right? Like I think I saw the other day that the Netherlands national savings account is like in the trillions of dollars now, and each citizen has a share of 340,000 in the national savings account. Like, okay, these places have things under control. They can provide universal basic income globally. Bro, we got more debt than GDP here for like 50 years, bro. The fuck? Like, Canada doesn't even own any gold, bro. Zero
No,
gold.
it's not about that. It's not even about that, because look at Russia, for example. We have all resources. We have gold, we have gas, we have oil, we have everything. We're still super poor because, like, it's not for people, it's not for us. Dubai is a great example how they actually turn it to people, but it's not like that everywhere. And like, look at us right now. We're not even like Trump, like just make this war operation like during 3 days and everything is done. We're like fighting with a small Ukraine for 4 years, bro, like 4 years. So they spent it on military and they still suck. So I won't say like, it depends from what country has. It's like just super corruption everywhere. And they don't care about us and how we will survive or live of everything. And also I wanted to ask you guys, what do you think demographical it will be in 10 years or like 5 years even? Because now we can see like every country from the first world, they creating taxes for crypto already, right? Like you can't use crypto in Europe, just like in other countries, for example, like government hunting on you, like if you're using any crypto and make you pay taxes for it. But Nigeria, number one community in crypto right now. India, same. Like Russia and like all our like countries around CS, I forgot how it's named too, because we are poor as well. So what do you think it will be like in Europe? You can't use it freely. Like I don't know about Canada and US, but I'm sure the same, because you guys worry about all the time, sell it in time and everything.
How's Turkey? How's
Turkey
Turkey?
is actually is Turkey kind of like a white spot. I mean, it's a kind of gray spot actually. Currently, we don't have any taxes, but they are planning to make a lot of the taxes. The good thing is there won't be like any backtrace for the taxes. I hope, at least I hope, because if they make some like the backtrace for the like the past transactions or like the transfers, I'm fucked. And definitely half of the Turkey is fucked. So that's my wish, my personal wish. But currently we don't have any like the perfect tax. Like there's no per transaction taxes like that. But next year, oh, this year, yeah, we already been in next year, yeah. So this year we're gonna have. But for the, I think next 10 year, there won't be any governments left, to be honest. Maybe 20 year,
But
because
that's
the next
hilarious.
generation is much
They're
more.
saying that, like, I thought about this recently, guys, and like they're saying us it's for the safety, so like we need to have like your taxes, we need to like see every transaction to make you guys safe and everything. But human traffic existing like since years, and no one can like with all this bank system and everything, like how the hell it's existing and you are not aware who doing that. A lot of like just bad stuff happening, like black internet, or how it's called, like, and everything. So if they want
Ira,
to
are
catch
you
someone,
aware?
if they want to catch someone, they could make it. So it's not like excuse to make crypto legal or something like that.
Are you aware of the history of taxation?
um I think it's came from the government was created, and like like logical
King,
part.
kings and queens used to charge taxes in like early modern Europe,
Mhm.
and they would charge taxes because they owned the land. So you would live on that land, farm that produce, but you would pay tax because it's not actually your land. Now, during the wars, World War I, World War II, there were taxes that were put in place in North America, and they were to fund the war efforts, right? And then these taxes just kind of stuck around. You know what I mean? Before that, there was also the War of Independence and shit, and there was a tax put in place, and people used to like lose their shit. Like, this is a joke that people talk about, but like the Boston Tea Party was like the war between Britain and America for America's independence, and it was over like a 2% tax. Like, it was over nothing. But freedom from taxation, freedom for religion, freedom for this, blah, blah, blah. That's the whole point of like North America existing from like Britain in the first place. You know what I mean? So it's like taxes aren't, we talk about them now like it's adi, but they're such a new thing. And they're so like, yeah, they are 100% meaningless. We're watching what they're being used for now with like proper fucking reporting and freedom of speech and blah, blah, blah. Like, and all the shit going on between countries, you know? In Canada, it's weird because you pay taxes on crypto, but you don't pay tax on gambling in Canada. So gambling winnings are not taxed in Canada.
Aren't crypto is a gambling itself?
Some aspects of crypto are gambling, some aspects are not. And it just depends like how it's broken down. But I think there will be taxes on crypto everywhere. I think they will lower, incentivize, and direct people to their like agendic, like to their agenda with taxation. Like America already started it, right? Like they're promising to make it zero taxes on American tokens. Mm-hmm. Not all tokens, just tokens founded in America. And they want to be the crypto capital of the world and shit. And then Japan lowered taxes on crypto. A lot of countries are lowering taxes on crypto to like stimulate that side of the economy. I think eventually taxes will just be like a thing of the past, and you'll just be paying for all the services you want and shit. There'll be like a subscription model for the government. Subscribe for healthcare. Subscribe.
But growing all the years, like they're growing. They growing like amount of taxes all the time. In Russia, altogether we're paying like 60% of taxes, and recently they make it bigger. It's like 70% of taxes you're paying.
What the fuck? Like 70% every gain you get from everything, like your daily work.
Yeah, it's like with how to call it.
This is crazy. This is definitely.
If you count
here was taken, we also pay 13% tax whenever we buy something at the store.
Okay, this will be
13% only. So we have 22 in Russia, 20 here.
Wow. Bro, like it's so weird because the store owner also pays tax when he buys it, right? So now I have to go to the store. I already paid 50% tax on my money. Now I got to go to the store and they're going to charge. Oh, by the way, in Canada, capital gains is 66%. Short-term capital gains. 66%. So imagine you pay 66% tax. Then you go and you buy a chocolate bar for $2 and you pay another 28 cents on top of it.
What the fuck?
So $2.28 now for your chocolate bar. And then you go buy gas to put in your car and they charge you carbon tax, delivery tax, gas tax, blah, blah, blah. So the liter of gas is now $1.70. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, yeah, it's taxations, man. Taxes are a bastard. This is one of the biggest reasons why people are still relocating to other countries, Ira. And this is why you're seeing reform in a lot of these countries, because people come with money, education, living standards, and the shit and expectations, you know. And now it's like the country's got to live up to it. Generation, they demand reform. Like it's a good thing.
It's familiar to me because with dictatorship you can tell nothing. You know, you just live in the country if you're educated, and that's your decision. So I'm not familiar with that. But
yeah, that happens a few times, and then. Like, look at what's happening now, right? Now they put up the One Piece flag and knock the government out. Like, that's, you know, cool. It's we're generation after generation, shit changes.
Yeah, they're cool. But the thing is, you know, that millennials, it's the smallest generation, not only like in Russia, but in general, like because of all the crises and everything. So this small amount of millennials actually, and young, older Gen Z. So we never will rule the world. That's the sad truth, guys. It will be always boomers. Boomers will die, and millennials and younger Gen Z, older Gen Z, they couldn't, rule the world because just it's too small amount of people, and it will be next generation, younger Gen Z and Alpha, who will rule the world, and no one will introduce our interest. Never, guys.
We are doomed.
Doomed, yes, yes. It's
I
doomed.
can agree. Not gonna
But
lie.
Reese, why you was so surprised? Like, isn't it the same in Turkey?
To be honest, it's been like the years that I haven't paid much tax. It's kind of like the illegal. Okay, this is illegal. You need to pay your taxes. If you're hearing me, listening to me from Turkey, go pay your tax. Don't be like me. Yeah, but for me, like I'm touring around the world, so I kind of find some shortcuts for my jobs like that. I work as a contractor for other companies, so depending on the current uh, place for my customer, and sometimes actually I open the new uh, company just for the debt payment like that. So
Yeah,
personally, I always like the search the best way to not pay taxes. Yeah.
yeah, same in Russia, like companies, like huge banks, for example, they are not hiring workers because on the worker you need to pay like 40% right now. They hiring them through collaborating with company that this worker opening, and that's how they pay like only 6%, if I'm not mistaken, or even 1%, something like that. So
Yeah,
it's not like, yeah, taxes
that's
for
the
sale.
best, that's the best way.
But it's not like super legal, to be honest, but everyone use this
Okay.
system.
This is definitely not a financial advice. Don't do that. This is bad. You guys become a villain. Don't be me.
Yeah, yeah. Everyone still do that.
Yo, do you pay tax, Ira?
Yeah, yeah, because I didn't pay it like in Russia only on my salary and everything like that, but it's like who hiring you paying taxes for you, like not you in Russia paying taxes. But
Mm,
here I'm paying
interesting.
taxes because I need permanent residence, and that's how they see that you are valuable enough to prolong it to you. So I can't avoid it like any time. But this year they want to rise tax amount per 5,000 per year. So you need to pay 5,000 per year as a taxes here to stay, and they need to like sign. The president need to sign this law right now, and then I'm fucked because like it's not possible for me to pay this amount, and
Mm.
it's too big. Like 5,000, guys. I'm paying like now. I think like something around 1,500 per 2,000s, and it's not like it's just taxes without documents and all this stuff. So 5,000s for me it's impossible. Do you pay in taxes, Hunt?
Yeah, yeah. I set up as a corporation,
Mhm.
so I don't pay a lot, but I do pay tax. Also in Canada, it's dumb. Like you pay property tax forever, even if you own your house, even if you bought the land. Does you don't actually own the land? Queen
What?
of England owns,
What
and
is
you
it?
essentially leave it for free forever.
Really?
Works. So you pay
What the
property
hell?
every like, yeah,
What the
yeah. So
hell?
property tax is like a month. You pay it every 3 months, and it's a monthly on every property, and based on the value of the property. So it goes.
Why you're not like making meetings about that? Because it's so stupid. Like what the hell?
Yeah, there's a lot of things you know, like the thing is actually like a big like it's a big. That means now if you have a house, you can no longer sell it right within a because you have to pay 66%
Yeah,
on
in
any of
Russia.
the money you make. So
Yeah.
what's the point, right? Like, imagine you make 10,000, you take home $3,300. So if you buy 10 Bitcoin, $2,000, you sell all 10, you made 20 grand, you take home like about this. You know what I mean? There's an issue. There's a real issue.
Uh,
So everyone's just leaving and gets more expensive and you can't sell
it's the
more.
same everywhere, Hunt. You're talking about Canada, but it's the same in Russia, and also they make it bigger recently. So you can sell your property in the 3 years, if I remember, or even 5, or you need to pay huge taxes for selling that because, like, that's how they preventing, like all this illegal things with the property, but it's not working. Like it's Yeah, Hunt, your internet is lagging a bit. It's like for everyone,
Sorry,
guys, but it's
my bad.
happening. It's okay. You also like wrote a lot of topics in the chat before, Hunt, about some collections, if I'm not mistaken. Do you remember? What should we
You got this,
expect?
Ira.
What?
You got this. We believe in you. Wiz, are you still in Istanbul?
No
Yeah, I'm still
expectation.
in Istanbul.
I
How's
just
the
tried
vibe
to.
there?
What?
How's the vibe in Istanbul?
It's like a hell because I hate the
Why?
traffic. Yeah, I hate the traffic in Istanbul. So it's crazy. Like 2 hours ago, I came to my hotel like in 3 hours. Yeah, 3 hours, and I can literally like walk that same distance in 2 hours. That's crazy.
Hmm.
But it's a good stay. Good stay. Yeah. I both hate and like Istanbul, to be honest.
I want to be in
I've
Istanbul.
always wanted to go to Istanbul.
Wow, you guys hate to come. Yeah.
I've always wanted to go to Istanbul.
Same
Bro,
I
here.
almost went too. I was on Cyprus, Istanbul, like a week, and then I forget something happened. And I had to go back to Lebanon.
oh, bro, I mean, like Istanbul has like a very rich culture. Like, I'm definitely like I'm not a nationalist. To be honest, like I see myself as a much more like the global person. So, but Istanbul is one of the like the best cities in the world. Also, like the worst cities in the world. Like it's kind of like the Paris. Like there are a lot of like the bad things about the Istanbul, but also there are also like good things about Istanbul too.
I think it's about, big capitals in general. I can say the same about Moscow. For me, it's the best city in the world, because you can find like everything every second. Like if you want at 4 a.m., like, I don't know, some, jewelry, you can order it and it will be at your place like in a 10 minutes, something like that. I love this place, but a lot of people hate this place also because it's very polar, like it's like what you want to see in this place is basically you will see like what you have in your mind, you will like just mirror in the big cities. And yeah, I want to go to Istanbul. By the way, guys, will
Hmm.
you be in NFT Paris still or not?
I don't
I don't
know
know.
because I canceled my flight. Yes,
For real?
yeah, yeah. Because I was thinking like all the events are canceled. I didn't know that this events are gonna happen.
What the
Yeah,
hell?
yeah.
Hunt, what about you?
I don't think so. I wanted to tell you, Ira. I think you're European, so you don't really. I've been to like Canada, America, blah blah. It's not cities; it's about old cities.
Yeah.
In in the Middle Asia, almost every big city is like 1,000 of years old. So their the colors, you come to a big city, new. It's so like, ugh, cut, cheap, like you won't find any.
Oh, okay.
It should
Fats
happen.
got him. Fats got him. They.
I
He
see
just
the sound.
he should
Oh,
keep
yeah,
his.
here.
Yeah.
He's here. Yeah, Han, continue.
Yeah, my bad. I just the architecture and the style of buildings and the way shit's built and like the fountains, the water, this like man, it's just different. It's just different. In Europe, in Asia, in the Middle East, gorgeous. In Canada, in the States, everything's cheap and it looks like it was cut with a cookie cutter, you know?
Yeah, I did. I totally agree. Like that's the problem after like the America and Canada. To be honest, like they lack of soul. Yeah,
Mm.
I want to visit it so much because yeah, right now I understood like yeah, I probably have this perception and I haven't saw like any new city like maybe even never in my life. That's pretty dope. But Chicago, for example, they have some old churches, some old art, but it's still not the same, right?
but
Interesting.
no,
Yeah, I got it. I got it. Like, okay. I need to visit that, guys. I need my visa document so much. Uh, I don't know. I'm just dying without my documents. I hope they will make it though. We started to work on it at August, and they still like can't answer to me. So I wasn't sure like if I will able to be in Paris or not. I just hoped about that, and I don't know. Hunt, what about you? Will you be in Paris?
Probably not. Probably not. Here's what I think we should do. I've thought about this a little bit. Okay. So I checked out Puerto Rico doesn't require a visa for citizens of Russia, Lebanon, Turkey, this, that. You don't have to have a visa to go. Same with Cuba, and a few other places in South America, in the Caribbean. So I'm thinking March break. Here the weather is miserable, snow, freezing, blah blah. We just go for a 1 week at a resort in one of these places where nobody needs a visa. I can bring wifey, Wiz can bring the family, like, and we can all like and like all Web3
Fuck
friends.
you! No, you will be with your families. I will be alone. You will be like,
No,
yeah.
it'll be just me and wifey, no kids. So we'll want to do like, the ATVing and like we'll want to go snorkel and do all the fun shit. But if we like get a whole bunch of Web3 motherfuckers from around the world, these resorts are super cheap, like $1,500. It's all you can eat, all you can drink.
Really? To be honest, I always like to want to see the Cuba, especially for a cigar.
I've never been to Cuba.
Me too. Me too.
I'm in.
I really love Cuba.
recently, I forgot Kyra. He's a Pango. He was in Cuba and he said like it's amazing and yeah, very cheap though. Kim saying yes, please. I think that's a great idea. I hope I will have money for it still. But I'm traveling only with my dog now, guys. So I need a country that allow you to be with your dog. Because Asian countries, for example, they are not allowing you. That's the reason why I
For
can't.
real?
Yeah. If you're like you can't go with your dog in Vietnam, like or you need to pay like thousand and more dollars to get
I
to that.
Yeah,
want to
but
make
why do you want to travel with your
choice.
dog? Leave your dog with like a sitter.
No. She's like insane character. She can. She just
You don't have any friends that like your dog?
No, I have, but she doesn't like them so much to stay with them.
Oh, are you
My-
one of those people that just has like a mean dog?
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that. Why?
Yeah, she's barking sometimes when my friends come in, but now she's more calm, but still, she has like her,
It's
this
like
aggressive
people with
vibe.
like rude kids or bad kids. You know what I mean, Wiz? Like when you go to a restaurant, there's that motherfucker that just like his kid just won't listen to him. And he's like yelling and throwing shit. And the guy's just like sitting there gonna cry. And his wife is looking at him like you're a fucking disappointment. Like that's the same vibe as like someone with a mean dog. Like, because we'll be walking down the street and you can tell which people, because the kids want to pet a dog, you know, and you can tell which people have the mean dog because they just look like pieces of shit, you know, like
Fuck
you can
you.
tell.
No, my dog is calm on the street. Okay, if you don't touch her or
Calm
don't
on the street, but a
her,
bitch in the sheets, huh? Like, what? Not, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
yeah, I know. I took some lessons from zoopsychologists, but it cost like $50, guys. So I can't like do it all the time. And I don't know how to calm her without any like other people. So I don't know. I'm
Listen,
trying.
how old is she?
4 years.
4 years. Okay, she's old.
Fuck you.
Because
You asked just to insult them. I love it.
yeah.
Because like you knew that. Fuck you, guys. So I can travel with my dog, and she's super calm at the airport. She's not barking. She's not touching you. She's not like, any like kind of problem. And yeah, I can travel with her like normally.
I'm
Just
hearing the empty souls coming. That's crazy. Okay. To be honest, I want to see that. I'm not gonna lie. I really want to see that. That would be crazy. Okay, that's a real question. What happens to like the animals if like they smoke weed?
If they what? Oh, there's lots of videos of dogs that are high on weed. Like
Really?
lots.
What happens? Oh my
Yeah,
god! I
yeah.
want to
They
see
like blow the weed in their face. They do this and that. First of all, it's illegal, and they actually go after these people and they put them in jail for animal
that.
yeah,
abuse.
that's cool.
Okay, okay.
So
I'm
that's
gonna like.
like that's a real thing.
Okay,
But they like a lot of these animals just look kind of like vibing, you know? They're like high, eyes red, like squinty eyed, and just like like really funny.
for this comment like to open my old like old things, let's say things, because in university like I was working for the psychedelics like the mescaline, the mushroom, the cactuses,
I'm dead.
kind of other things, yeah. And to be honest, like I use some of my friends as my test subject, yeah. They just ate
Lucky motherfuckers for free. They got drugs for free.
not drugs like the mushrooms and some cactuses. Not the like the drugs. Yeah, I'm not a drug dealer yet. Yeah, but that's crazy.
Lucky them.
Is it legal in your country? But area like drugs, the weeds?
It's not legal, but you walking on the street, and I swear to God, everything like smells like weed. Like people smoking weed all like on all the places. Like you literally breathe the weed if you walk in here, but it's
I,
not
I
legal.
don't understand that. I really don't understand that because I can't like the distinguish the smell of the weeds from like the yeah. I don't see the difference between like the regular cigar and the weeds.
No, it's like huge difference. Like it
Really?
smells more organic. Yeah, it smells more organic and more like I don't know weedy.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I
you
don't know.
can tell the difference. Yeah,
Yes.
maybe because I'm a smoker, I can tell the difference. I don't know. Okay.
Okay. So you still smoke? You didn't
I
quit.
didn't smoke today.
Okay.
But
I have to make a comment on your post. Wait.
what the
I was
comment?
waiting for this. I was definitely waiting for this.
What?
Yeah. Okay, I have to find this.
Bees, by the way, what's your meta on this January? What are you doing in crypto now?
In crypto,
Mhm.
currently I'm trading some sheets, like because to be honest, it's kind of but funny and local is the only way to get some money, earn some money in the current market. So I'm
On
just like trading.
Solana, on Monad, Where?
Yeah, no, no, on Solana. What is that?
Okay.
Monat was a big mistake for me. Like I don't know, maybe I joined the hype train without seeing the destination, let's say.
Mhm.
But currently, especially after Monad, I don't think that there will be a new chain like become a next Solana because there is no new community.
What do you think
So
about Base? I see Base promoting their tokens like themselves.
uh, it can be happen because the what makes Solana actually was Sam Bankman, right?
Hmm.
One way or another way, because that motherfucker like the make the marketing shits like the
Yeah, yeah.
crazy. He just gave away Teslas every week. He just like to promote everything in the
Korean?
Solana. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. It worked for Sam Bankman-Fried, but it didn't work for Frank D. Gods.
Yeah. Definitely like he gave everything like the actually the Solana is famous in the America because of the that motherfuckers because they make the marketing.
Hmm.
Definitely. After them, like the Solana died, but the real success is how they like to get up from that
Mm.
place, let's say.
Isn't it like, in general, 2021, 2022 meta to make all these giveaways? I remember how people gained followers like that and all this stuff. Like, it was just like
I
people
don't know.
had too much money, like too much money. I remember when like I joined crypto in 2021, but I wasn't like on X. On X, I joined on the year after, um, even 2 years maybe after. I don't remember.
Wait, where were you if you wasn't on X?
In Telegram.
What the
I
fuck?
not
Really?
even in Discord. I didn't get like, Discord stuff. I was in
Not
Telegram.
Discord, not Twitter, just Telegram?
Yeah, and I didn't want to like even join X because like didn't understand the thing. But I understood like you need to have your like 100 followers to get some whitelist, and then I'm like, okay, I will try.
Yeah,
But I
but
didn't like
I
it.
agree. I agree. Like the understanding Twitter is hard. Like
Mhm.
you make comments, like I click on the post. Yeah, it's so hard. Yeah, I totally understand.
And still like I read about crypto more Telegram though.
Really?
Hmm.
Was there a community like every project, or like it's like a much more like a private groups?
No, it's like not private groups. It's just Russian guys who write in their
Oh, okay.
what they're
Ah,
investing in, and like most of the info are really cool and early.
hmm, interesting.
Yeah, but they are like degens, not my vibe, but sometimes I get some info there, just news.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, and when I started with Axie Infinity, damn, I think it was 22, no, 21. I don't
Ah,
remember. Okay. So when I started with that, I remember how much money like we earned from that, and it was like insane, not logical amount of money. So
really?
before people made even more money with that, with all these tokens and everything. Now all these people, like almost all these people, poor. Like all these guys who made money on meme coins and everything, they are poor right now, not like completely poor, but most of them poor.
Um, yeah. Also, I'm not sure. I mean, like there are a lot of like the poor peoples currently trying to trench or trying to make money. Also, there are a lot of like the highly rich people currently trading in the memes.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
But talking about like, you said one point with which I disagree about art market, and that they like won't succeed as much as me and Hunt bullish on them. But remember, like all the previous year, the most of the noise made artists on NFT Miami, I think, with like X copy with his bubbles, and Jack Butcher with his checks that he printed.
I mean, like, of course, there were some exceptions, like uh, one successful artist, or maybe two, maybe three, maybe five, but there won't be like the hundreds. like previously in the like the NFT bulls,
Yeah.
because yeah, I mean like the art is cool. Art is definitely cool, but I mean like digital art is kinda another thing. It's definitely another thing. But I'm not talking about like the PFPs, because the PFPs are something like the skins in the games. Like you can just make it your personality. Everyone, especially in the digital world, needs a personality. So PFP NFTs, I think they have much more chance to become a mainstream again against art, to be honest. But it's just my personal opinion.
I don't know. But if you will
Hmm.
switch to Penguin, I will find you with
Okay.
anything else, but not.
I mean, like,
Not because like okay guys, don't blame me. Okay, I respect and I highly respect what Luca building. I think he's great and everything. I just don't like the art and the like it made me depressed to be honest. Like all
Everyone
the
switching to
hype.
Pudgies is so fucking funny. Watching all these motherfuckers switch to Pudgy and like bull post Pudgy and shit. It's so funny. Oh my god.
It just
Oh my god, I
way
want to
too
cry every time.
I mean, like, okay, Luca is definitely genius. I definitely like to have to accept it, and I like he has everything that a successful founder must have. He's a he has
yeah.
pretty good lore background, skills, talking, everything. He has that aura. So I look at Pudgies as a like a job, like an investment. If by the way, I don't have any Pudgy and I don't plan to buy any Pudgy, not because of like I don't like them, but because it's not my thing. As a PFP, I think the PFP has to like the some features that wipe with your own personality, and I think there are like the not much collection that can do that. That can like mirror yourself. So I can mirror myself on Azuki. I can mirror myself on some other collections that I don't want to name because they are been rocked before.
Mm.
But their art is definitely like to mirror
But
myself.
name can you name them just for my interest with what collections you're vibing?
Okay, like Eaters, the Eater
I like
collection.
ethers.
I
Yeah,
do
I like ethers.
I don't know them.
the
How
art is perfectly
Yeah,
like
Ether by Vision of V.
yeah,
I really like Clonex art.
yeah, yeah. Clonex is also
I
good.
love me some Clonex art.
I
I
like
don't like
we every human being, like every like the person that has consciousness needs a personality, and in digital world we need PFPs.
Wiz, let me
We
ask you a question, bro.
of
Why
course.
is it that everyone still says Luca's a genius, Luca's a genius, Luca's a genius when Pudgy's went from like 38 to 3 ETH? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they're at 4 now, they're between 4 and 5, great. Yes,
Mhm,
that was a TGE run up, great, but comparably, I feel like all of these NFTs are just doing the same wave of
mhm.
diminishing returns, and
Yeah,
it'll pump a bit and then go down, then pump a bit and then go down. But every time it just diminishes a little bit more until
yeah.
there's just no energy, will, roadmap, or just nothing left to deliver. You know what I mean? Like I don't. And everyone's like, "Oh, Lucas genius." Okay, the inner igloo saved it. The gift saved it. This saved it. That saved it, bro. Nothing saved it, man. 38 to fucking
Yeah,
4 ETH,
I
bro.
agree.
But
I agree.
these guys
In
are
like,
down 34 ETH in the last 12 months.
yeah, I got
34 ETH per
you.
Pudgy in the last
Yeah.
12 months. That's $100,000.
No, no. I mean, I think he's a genius, but not on the like the let's say the financial perspective. But he is genius on like the performance art. I see him as a, like the very successful performance artist
I
because he perform and he keep the vibes in his community at top level without like not related with the price. I mean, of course, there will be some peoples in his community, but it's like the minority if you compare it to other collections. This
I
is
think
where I
showmanship,
see. Yeah,
isn't that called showmanship?
yeah, showmanship definitely like a performance art showmanship. Yeah, Yeah, I totally agree.
But
But
showmanship
this
without substance is like,
scam, you can say scam. Yeah,
yeah,
you can say
right.
scam.
So
But
I'm not saying Luca's a scammer. Like, yeah,
no,
I like I'm happy all the boys are good pudgies, love Shiv, love the team. They've done a lot of dope shit. I agree 100%. I'm just like, you know, Zaga failed, this failed, that failed, but Luca's the best, and I just don't get where that comes from, bro. Like,
yeah,
yeah, the
I
guys,
feel like
pudgies are dope, man. Pudgies are dope, and I was a heavy abstract user, and Michael Lee's dope, and Luca's dope, and everybody's dope. But like, NFTs suck. You know,
yeah,
I think it's very
yeah,
okay to say like they just
yeah,
haven't
yeah,
found
yeah.
that rhythm
I
yet,
I
think
agree.
and everyone holds this light to pudgies as if they're the successful model. But like, motherfuckers
yeah,
are down bad, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree. I totally agree. But for the founder perspective, I mean, like the being a showman or being a performance artist is
yeah,
necessary. It's definitely necessary because I was been there. Like the, I mean, like the, I talked with the Ira. Maybe like the, I haven't talked with the Hunt yet, but I had a protocol that I won't name it because I was anonym. And even I myself like that make some performance art in my project. And my project was like the DeFi. And it
Mm.
got very successful and it collapsed with the Luna collapse. So it was pretty big. I'm pretty sure like the a lot of like the all the Cosmos OGs knows that project. But I even like to make a performance art because it is
Mm.
must like it's must to have a founder figure on the project if you want to be successful because every
I
project
agree.
has to be a cult. You
I
have
agree.
to found your
it's
cult.
only in crypto once again, and that's why everything is failing. Because in Web 2, you won't survive with this philosophy. Because in Web 2, you actually need a good product, and good
No,
product wins.
yeah,
Like, okay, not
Ira, the thing
always.
is, web. I
I'm not counting
disagree.
like I'm not
yeah, I
counting
disagree.
okay, like boo boo or stuff like that, which is hype as well, and they like losing in values like as soon as you buy
Do you
it.
know how much
No, think
But like if
the
you're watching at companies like Nike, like after companies and everything, like you paying for quality, and
let
that's
me
why you
give you an example. Let me give you an example of how that translates to Web3. Okay,
okay.
Nike and these large corporations are more like the blockchain. Nike is like ETH. Okay, all of
Okay.
these businesses, like NFT companies, are like the store at the mall called Foot Locker, where they sell shoes and they sell Nikes. Okay, those stores, just like a car dealership, Toyota is Ethereum. The dealership next to your house is an NFT project. And guess what? It has a hype man. He goes on the radio. Everyone knows his voice. They have a jingle. Nobody deals like they all have this hype man, actor, focused on marketing, blah, blah, blah. The local shoe store hires people. They bring Shaq and different basketball players to be their focal man actor. So, yes, Web2 also relies on this. And when you're thinking about corporations that have like publicly traded companies and that are shareholders and boards of executives and shit, those are more like infrastructure. Everybody in
That's
Web3 is just a middleman. They ain't selling shit. They're selling IP and dreams. It's like they're
not
like
even
the
like only
local car
Web3.
dealership.
Yeah,
that's
it's also like tech. Like it's one of tech. If you
I
want to
agree.
be like the good tech founder, you have to be a cult leader. Look at the Steve Jobs. He's a perfect example of the cult leader.
I agree with you guys. Like, and this is a good perspective, Han. But also, I wanted to add about Luca, for example. And when you watch at him, like I don't know how guys about you, but you see obsessive person that is
Yeah,
insane,
he's
and
a
you
cult
can
leader.
tell by him that he is insane, and
Yeah,
that's why people like probably follow him, because like it's not many people who is insane in the way of building businesses or something like that. It can
exactly.
be burning fast, like fast, I mean like 10, 15 years, but like I feel people want to follow some example that is insane, because like other people have like small insanity in them, and some
Exactly.
people
Exactly. You can't be like the successful and rational at the same time in the Web3. Because
like,
okay, let's compare like the like Zaga and Luca. Zaga is a perfect businessman. I agree. I really love the way he think as Azuki as like the business, and I think he
Really?
making good decisions. Yeah, I agree. I think he's a good businessman. I definitely agree. He's a good businessman, but I think he is not a good cult leader. He's not a good showman. Like he don't make a good performance art. But Luca, he's a cult leader. He's definitely a cult leader. Like um, like a Dem was a cult leader in Azuki, I guess. Like we follow them, and everybody like them or like the other key figures in the Azuki. And the main reason behind the Azuki success is actually we make our own cult leader from like the community itself. We fund our cult leaders, and that cult leaders maybe it's a luck, maybe or like the universal thing. I don't know. They become a good leader in the community itself. But Luca is genius because he don't give that the cult leader place to anyone else, but he just bear it and he does his job very good.
Interesting.
That's why I consider him as like a successful and genius.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Mm.
And I think we all have this insanity in us, just in different aspects and questions. And like that's why that's where we should put all our efforts, maybe, to
Yeah,
this exact point when we like, don't agree to listen anyone, but we just listen ourselves and go there.
yeah,
And yeah,
yeah.
that's what people respect actually.
This is also like to happen on the layer one networks too. Look at the Cardano. The motherfucker has like an
Very true. Charles Hoskins or whatever his
working
name.
product, bro. You can't
It's here. Elon is here. Elon, do you want to jump with
Oh,
us and talk
speaking
with
of
us?
the penguin, Papa Penguin himself. If it isn't the man himself, running
This
the
is
Listen, guys,
the pudgy
he,
world.
he's the
this is
head.
a kind of
He's the
engine.
head of Azuki Penguins.
No, it's Steve. It's Steve G.
But Luna now joining Penguins, and it means we know that what Luna doing with projects, guys.
Bro. Okay, I really want to see Luna version of the penguin. I really want to see that.
Okay, Elon, wait, I will send you a link. Join us.
I love Elon. I love Elon. He's like the very unique motherfucker. I really love
Send
the
it to
way
you,
he thinks.
Elon. Check.
And to be honest, no community, like really, literally no community deserve Elon. I'm like telling this from my heart. Elon is a perfect example.
A perfect man. Oh my god, he's such an ass kisser. He is.
I mean, I can kiss. Nah, nah. That
I
that
don't
I
know.
really
For
like
me,
the
it's super weird to see so many.
Yo, did Luna goonify his penguin yet?
Oh, I wanna see that.
Did we get any
I
like
hope he do
goonify of
that.
his penguin?
I hope he do that. I really wanna see it. Because that ugly can't fly
You know he's gonna
bird.
do it, bro. Like eventually he's gonna do it.
I hope so. I really hope so.
Hi, Elon. Hi.
What up?
Hi.
Oh my God.
Yo,
Good to see y'all chilling, dude. I
Dylan's
just
about to
actually
make
just
the
got
first
back from
Luca
my little
commission
gym
of a
session.
pudgy penguin.
Huh?
What?
What's up, Hunt?
Oh, did I break up? Oops, my bad. Hi, Ellen.
What up, dude?
What are you saying, beautiful?
Nada. Just got back from a little gym sesh and saw you guys were still rolling, so wanted to jump up. Yeah, there's a little comment. Steve G Pingu pilled me. It took him a while, but he did it.
Is there some
Wait, are you allowed to work out as a pudgy penguin? What happens if you're no longer pudgy?
That's a good question. That is actually a good question. It's weird. I never really considered myself a pudgy kind of motherfucker. I've always been lean and trim, but here we are.
Here in fact, I remember a lot of your comments towards the pudgies. So in my mind,
Yeah, I will be
It's been a
the
while.
first to say I used to roast pudgies so fucking hard, and even Steve G would get into my DMs and be like, bro, chill.
Kim's saying you can join us as well if you want. I will send you an invite, but I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Even flexing Pengu on the timeline is super weird for me still. I'm like,
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
so
look, I
weird.
think we had a little bit of a back and forth too, and have been, I think, for a while, in in places like BBB and other sort of chats and whatnot. And I think that largely at these sort of inflection points, as we've seen, with Zuki is going through a massive inflection, move away from Web3 and more into this Web2 sort of gambit that they're doing with the IP and the TCG manga and whatnot. It's nice to kind of, if the world sort of shakes a little bit, to shake with it, like just kind of feel it out, see what's going on out there. I've been in the Zuki silo for a long time, and I've, what I mean, like for years and years. And there have been very few other like pure communities that I have been actively involved with. None to the extent that I was and am in Zuki, but also like always kind of fucked with Ringa and a few others like Clonex back in the day. But I think that again, like I was saying, in this time of sort of change, it's good to get perspective. And I think that like one of the best ways to get perspective is to, and this is what I've said to people, is go back to first principles, right? Like strip bare everything you think strip bare everything that you wish would be the case, and look at things as they are. And then, sort of rebuild and see, because this space, again, it moves super fast. A lot of people are doing a lot of crazy shit. A lot of people are doing a lot of cool shit, right? Like that. A lot of times you sort of miss out on if you're not actively engaged in, either meta chasing or actively engaged in other communities that have just other stuff going on. I think it's, clutch to at times, pull yourself out of what can be sort of a stagnant echo chamber and start listening to the broader space, because Web3, like it is what we make it, and everyone's trying different shit. And, just because Azuki has taken, a particular track with their sort of immediate future, that's just one brand, that's just one project in the space as a whole. And it was time, I think, for myself to sort of take a step back and see like what other people are doing, what other people have going on, particularly in the context of like Web3. Who are the people that are building worldwide networks of individuals that are facilitating value flow, resource flow through that network, and building in every direction. Because I think that that's a super important aspect of being in Web3, is to ensure that those people that are plugged into your network and exist out there on the periphery are seen, heard. If they're building things, if they're proliferating the IP, that they that they feel like they're still connected, right? Like they're still a part of the sort of grander network. And so yeah, man, I think it just kind of, it felt like time for me to sort of branch out and see what other people are doing, and not just happen to be sort of in Pingu, and obviously have good buddies from way back in the day that have had Pingus, even had their Pingus licensed, like the homie Seesaw, who've built IP in the Penguin community, like Steve G. Some real stand-up people that cross-pollinate with the Zuki. Like these are Zuki motherfuckers, and that's how I know them, and that's how the broader network should work, right? Like that's how nested networks should work. If you are interested in something, that the network that you are in situ, you can reach out to somebody and say, hey, like I know you're a part of this other network. Like what's that about? Like teach me about that. and they can be like, all right, well, here's what it's all about. Here's where to go to find more information. Here's, you know, how to sort of grow and evolve into this community if that's something you're interested in. And yeah, so I think there's real power in that. I think that once we limit our sort of flexibility to go out there and experience everything that this space has to offer, yeah, I mean, I think you're doing yourself a disservice. I mean, I think, you know, obviously tapping in with people in other you know, networks allow you to understand like what other people are doing. You don't necessarily have to quote unquote join another community or, you know, PFP another project. Just yeah, just make sure you're in the know and see what people are up to and see what resonates. And I mean, I think like, you know, projects like KPR, for example, they're about to have their big activation coming up. They're you know, they're pretty solid on the Web3 front as far as co-creation, the wiki, all that stuff. So I'm interested to see how they push that next sort of activation, that the game that they got coming out. And so yeah, a lot of stuff going on, man. It's always fun.
What happened with Mugen?
Mugen, yeah, I think there. So this is a tough one. I mean, I think Hunk can probably back me up a little bit on this, because there was this kind of feeling about Anime Chain, right? Like Mugen was really this project that was born, you know, in the garden, and its intent was to create, you know, sort of this trust network within the garden. And then, you know, what we heard from Azuki, particularly from, you know, Min and people that they actually hired to be hype man for this sort of next evolution, was quite different than what we got. And I think that there's been a lot of people that have been trying to push for building on Anime Chain and trying to co-create on Anime Chain, and meeting a lot of dead ends. So I think like it's just not, I guess it's not ready yet, you know. I think that may be the issue. And so yeah, whenever you mean, you can't be in pursuit of something that doesn't want you, because you're going to waste a lot of time.
That was wildly poetic. That was wildly, because the shit will drive you mad, you know? Like you literally just can't be in pursuit of something that doesn't want you. Wow.
Yeah.
Yo,
I mean,
yeah. Anime Chain unfortunately didn't have that reception, but I have like a soft spot in my heart for Mugen and all the motherfuckers that are like building something for Azuki that just didn't get that spotlight. Like Andrew Thace was going ham.
Thace was going ham.
Thace was going ham, bro. Like we built out a whole fucking we built out some shit, bro. Like I'm not gonna lie. Wiz was going ham. Like
Wiz was going ham.
We built out some shit, man. But yeah, fucking, it's not just that. It's like, what's Mugen gonna do for the 20 people left to enjoy it? You know, shit's not cheap.
Hunt asked a great question, by the way. Eden, can you answer why everyone like blaming Zagabond and everything, but no one blaming Luca for price falling, like, and Penguinal so down, like 30 ETH down?
It's because of the cult, being a cult leader, because the current community of the Pudgies are like the cult members. This is good, by the way. I'm not saying this as a like the bad perspective. This is the perfect, this is a proper way to become a part of the Web3 community. And Luca is the cult leader. You never get upset from anything that your cult leader makes, because you trust him with your whole heart. And that's you always be sure that whatever he does it for the cult. He does it for you. And this is why actually I've been saying the Luca is a genius. Luca is the perfect leader example. And I think this is why people like to blaming the Zaga or the team, because this is hard, but this is true. Any person in the Azuki, literally anyone, don't have the cult leader trait, or they have but they don't show it. I don't know.
You know,
But I was
he definitely has it because early undocked Zaga was a hell of a showman when it came to that stuff. Behind the
yeah,
curtain type of
Was
talk,
undocked?
the tweets, the videos. Yeah, Zaga was undoxed for a long time, and then a guy
Wow.
doxed him. That guy that's in jail now, fucking whatever. But I think Ilan, just to make sure that the question is like directed properly, it's not about Zaga versus Luca. It's why are Pudgies a successful NFT project that do everything right when they're from 38 to 3 ETH, but everybody else failed when they dropped approximately the same amount? You know, like motherfuckers say these guys failed, those guys failed, blah, blah, blah. These guys are failed. They used to be over an ETH, now they're at 0.4. These guys used to be 30, now they're at 1 ETH. But Pudgy is flagged as this success that does communication properly, community properly, this properly, that properly. But they still suffer the same consequences. That was the question, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, I do not like it. I'm just a guy. Like, I don't have a real answer for that. I haven't really seen a ton of that framing. I mean, I think that, you know, obviously people are speaking tongue in cheek about, you know, the context clues that we've seen, you know, about the pivot and the pivot away from Web3, where that's no longer a priority for Azuki. They're moving into this, you know, this next phase of IP proliferation through TCG. And I think for a lot of people in Web3, that's a sort of a bitter pill, because why they're here is Web3, and that why they're here is co-creation, and the what was, you know, essentially promised was this co-created anime, you know, universe where, you know, everyone gets to own the future, right? And I think for a lot of people, this doesn't feel like that. This feels like something very, very different, and it hasn't come to fruition yet. You know what I mean? Like, this is the very beginning stages of this new pivot, and we'll see how it goes. I mean, I think that, you know, again, in that context, a lot of people don't really, you know, give credit to the licensing aspect of, you know, community IP to include into the TCG. But, you know, also people in that vein, people are like, hey, you know, if you're gonna license this IP, like, co-create this character and let's do this thing together. And that's not how it is. It's like you license it and they'll do the rest. So yeah, I mean, I don't know a ton about that. I mean, I think obviously you sort of have your leaders, and you hope that those leaders you know, are successful. I mean, I think, you know, obviously with Pudgies, it's one of the ones that's like, you know, it's still down bad, just like everyone else, but it's still, you know, the price is still the highest, like, in space or whatever, like them and Bored Apes, right? Like they're still sort of toe to toe, and you hope that you have those leaders that can lead you out of these doldrums, because, right, I mean, like, you know, there for a minute it was existential, right? Like, it was like, oh, fucking NFTs, it's done, it's over. So I think that, you know, just and there's obviously like social dynamics and crowd psychology, you know, at work. Like, we are people, we are individuals, you know, after all. And, you know, it's, you know, somebody says something and then everyone piles on because they think that sounds good or whatever, but it doesn't make it true. So I don't know, man. A lot of moving pieces there. I think a lot of people. I mean, I think Luke is pretty genius in the way that he's gotten Pudgies to be this, like, face of crypto, or like face of NFTs, or whatever the fuck the slogan is, because that makes you, if anyone, you know, sort of roots against you, means they root against NFTs, right? Like, it means they root against crypto, and that's
I still don't feel it, guys. I hear only from Pages that Page is a face of crypto, but I don't feel
Yeah, same. Because to my friends who make fun of crypto and NFTs, it's still Bored Apes.
it. apes.
Yeah, it's still apes. Apes are still the most recognizable IP as an NFT.
I
I
mean, my mom using gifs of Pudgy, but it doesn't mean like for her that it's connected with crypto somehow.
I think
Yeah,
they're doing really well. There's nothing wrong with saying they're doing really well. But it's just the idea that like because technically what we've done is we've taken CryptoPunks out of the conversation completely. Whereas
for
it
sure.
used to be CryptoPunks would compete with Bored Apes and Bored Apes would compete with CryptoPunks. But now that they've like pushed themselves so far beyond it, we've just stopped talking about them and we see these guys as the head of the ecosystem. But they're not. They're like 1/6 of the head of the ecosystem is probably like more of, and I don't mean that to insult them at all. I just mean that to say like, what is the right way? You know, if Azuki's not doing it the right way, and these guys are not doing it the right way, and everyone thinks Milady's racist, and like CryptoPunks are out of the realm of affordability for people, and you know, like these guys can't keep up, and Bored Apes, they bring in a new CEO, they take out a new CEO, they focus on gaming, they take the shift off gaming, they go to IRL, they go to this, and everyone thinks it's not enough, and yet, yeah, Luca's really good, and I agree with the takes, cult leader, convince the space that it's about like we are, if we don't succeed, NFTs don't succeed, etc. I believe those are very, very good takes. I'm just trying to like wrap my head around, and CryptoPunks are just completely out, like community takeover type shit, right? There is no team, there is no fucking founder, but there's this like IP owner that does cool things, you know, with museums and sets that cult leader style belief messaging that people can resonate with. Oh, these are art, these are historic, these are, you know, like these have like relevance to more than just the token that they wrap. Like this is a crypto punk, you know? So I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out
I'll back that up, dude. I mean, I'll back up that take for sure. I mean, I think CryptoPunks as you know, quintessentially the art provenance of NFTs, as it were, right? Like there's no team, there's no building, there's no, I mean, the CryptoPunks do sort of gather. It's very much in the art scene, like they get together at Marfa and that kind of deal, and they're in MoMA, right? Like these are very art centric, you know, aspects of the space. And on the other side of that is like these brands, IPs, and projects that are trying to build things with the brand IP and projects that are trying to proliferate the organization to you know, the masses, as it were, that are trying to, you know, quote unquote normalize this way of connecting and being a part of a community. And you know, I think those are two very, very different things. And so in the context of like you know, apes and pudgies and Azuki, who are, you know, really out there trying to proliferate this IP and trying to build something that somebody in the world can use that doesn't know anything about crypto and doesn't know anything about any of these things, that would be like this onboarding mechanism, right? Like they don't know anything about IP, don't know anything about crypto, don't know anything about NFTs, but you know, I saw this toy at Walmart or whatever the fuck, or I went and looked at what gaming motherfuckers were doing, and they're in the other side, or I'm really into TCG, I'm really into One Piece, and there's this new like anime TCG coming out. And then that is sort of your entree into the IP universe, right? Like that's the deal. And then on the backside of that is what are you doing that's Web3? Like what are you doing on the organizational level that is ensuring those people that have had your back from the very beginning, those people that have, you know, padded your treasuries through you know, buying merch and minting NFTs, the reason for your existence, this community, what are you doing to, you know, ensure that the value that is created throughout the network, you know, flows to where it needs to flow? And I mean, I think that probably is Where I'm, the most disappointed, I think, probably with the Zuki at the moment, because they had the collector's profile, right? Like this thing was a perfect product for ensuring that you can identify who are your strongest nodes in the network. You can provide them badges for doing spaces like this. You can provide them, you can provide them badges, for engaging, proliferating the IP, showing up every day, like all of these things that you can provide badges for. These could be soulbound tokens, like all of the functionality that is built into the collector's profile has the ability to really allow you to identify who your people are and reward them thusly. But there doesn't seem to be any interest in doing that. It seems pretty simple. Like you just have a very, very small team, drop some soulbound tokens to the people in the community that you recognize are out there, like pushing, doing their thing, proliferating the IP, and that's a reward token that in the future, you can provide rewards for, cash in for, whatever. And that seems to have just sort of left the building. There's nothing really going on there, except most recently the badge for putting the PCG out was the last one that I think they did.
But by the way, guys, if Pudge making all this abstract thing, if Azuki building anime, if Bored Apes building other site in gaming, what Milady doing?
They are very mental illness.
That's what I'm talking about, man. They don't have to do anything technically.
Why?
They are though, right? They always release stuff. The last one was that chat experience. I don't know, Wiz, did you try it? It was pretty cool. They
What is that?
released so it was the Milady, like they have like a login portal, Remilio user profile. The website is remelia.net. And you go there and you make your profile and shit, you add your friends and like you have fun. They have this little experience. Remelia.net.
Emilia?
Yeah, Remelia.net. Because that's like their lore, right? Remelia. But they do shit, but they don't do shit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, do you know how the Miladies comes? Like, what's the lore behind them?
No.
Basically, they were like a rebellion against the arts. Like at first they tried to become a ugliest shit in this world, in the NFT world, but also like they kind of have some vibes from like the 4chan. And to be
Okay.
honest, the former founder, which was a pretty like the neo-Nazi, like the most racist shit ever in the world, he was a pretty good performance artist. I totally respect him because
Yeah, great.
the way he act, the way he like write or make like very bad comments or racist things, it was an art, to be honest. Because I do believe nobody in the world really thinks like that. Like it's kind of like the against or humanity. Nobody can't like the really think that. It was an art. It was an so yeah, but he found the culture. He found like the Remelio culture, the Milady culture, and that was a good. That was
Okay,
a
why they didn't die?
it's a good culture.
Yeah, that 4chan culture is just like irreverence. It's like permatroll, right? Like it's not like they believe this shit. It's just like they're just doing it to get a rise out of people, and that's their persona.
Yeah,
It's like the ability to, like, doing things to protect the ability to be able to do things. And it is wild, but in my
Wow.
opinion, the ladies are like a few cycles away from punk status.
Yeah,
Like they're just a few cycles away, you know, straight
I
up. They're
agree.
going to go up and down a little bit. They're gonna get closer to the founder, separate from the founder, closer to execution, separate from execution, and then next thing you know, boom. Like I went to a Milady cult in New York in 2022, I think now. Yeah, 2022. Bro, there was just like an abandoned mall, and the whole thing was
Yeah,
just thousands of fucking people. There was like rave here, drugs here, this here, couch set here, PlayStation here, concert here, like just a
bro, this
vibe.
is amazing. Milady is a perfect fuck you moment for the like the everything in the crypto. They are
You
just like this is the Milady. They are the fuck you. Like you can be a Milady and become the like the anti-villain. Like you can become the most hated person in the world. But
aren't God hate NFTs tried to create or created something like that with Peters, who is absolutely, like insane person as well.
Absolutely insane. I would really like that project if they were the ones that had the original picket signs. No, my only issue with that project was always that they're not the ones that did the original protest. They just took the pictures of it and like made a derivative essentially. And that's cool, it's funny. But if it was the original people, I would have rode with that project because that's performance art, you know? Like that was genius. We all thought that was real.
Yeah.
The moment it was happening, everyone on crypto Twitter thought it was real. And it was such a funny moment. The news thought it was real, everybody thought it was real. Like this was such a funny moment. This is
Yeah.
like that guy that goes up in spaces on the doodle spaces, or like how we used to talk shit about Azuki when we actually loved Azuki and it was funny because it was a joke. That was the ultimate moment for crypto Twitter. That was some fun shit. Fuck, we've
Shit,
been
they're
through so
so
much
fucking
together.
cheap right now.
Oh,
and also like they also like they don't have that thing. I don't know how to like to call it, but
oh, I gotta go. I
when
love you
you
guys. I gotta go.
I mean
Love
like the
you. Bye.
Bye, Hunt.
yeah, I think they don't have that's maybe vibe, maybe art. I don't know, but they lack of something. I mean, it's not only like the a good performance art, but NFT. If an NFT project has to have something that once the people look at the art, the NFT, they can feel something different, like some thing or somewhere in their brain, like the start to fire when they see. Like in Milady, you can see that. Like you can feel that the okay, this shit has some mental illness inside it. Like
Do you think new NFTs like Hyper have this?
no,
I don't feel nothing.
I feel nothing too. To be honest, like as much as I respect and like Luca as a founder, I don't feel any shit against the budgies, or I don't feel anything about like the Moonbirds or Punks. To be honest, like I really don't feel anything about.
Stunt? What?
Yeah,
Are you fucking seriously? You
yeah,
don't feel
I'm
nothing
totally,
towards Stunt?
I'm like 100% serious. I don't feel anything against the Punks, but I feel a lot of feelings against like the when I look at the like the board apes. Okay, board apes art is not art actually. It's a kind of shit, but it's make me feel something. In Azuki, in Milady, I feel something, and I also like to feel something from the like the Erect project, like the Ether. It makes me feel
How to find it? Tell me. Eve?
Ether. Yeah, Ether.
I
Um,
can.
I
How?
think it's because they rocked. Okay, let me find.
I don't know. I love punk so much, but I don't understand the vibes of bored apes. Like I never liked their art.
Okay, this one I'm sending you from.
In the chat here.
Yeah, I mean, for me, for punks, I've looked at them like so many times, and I've had them in my cart so
I
many
sent from
times,
text.
and it's just it feels at this point a little too try hard. Like if I would have been there at Mint and like claimed one, or even pretty soon thereafter, then that would have been like it would be a totally different story. But to come to punks like kind of now, particularly to come to them now and then like buy one and put it as your PFP, it seems a little performative. almost like what was saying is almost inauthentic, right? Like you're trying to buy into something that you weren't really a part of. You may believe in it, but you know what I mean? I don't know. That's just kind of how I feel about punks. And as somebody who has wanted to buy one for a while, tried to buy one, but never really just like couldn't
Yeah,
cross.
that will be crazy. Yeah, I mean, it will be amazing. I don't know, like I would be a person that find like the punks at near zero. Yeah, that will be crazy. And also, like,
Yeah.
there are another projects like the KP3R Keeper. They have something like a uniqueness in their art. Yeah, they can be successful, but like in the current like the price perspective, they are not. But they have something unique in their art. Like this project is that, but the
I don't
art is
like this project, by the way. Like I don't vibe with that. Like it
yeah,
looks like Solana art, Solana art. I don't like it.
yeah. You can say that it's a
It's
Solana
a
art.
lot of art.
Yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right. It's kind of like a Solana art, but I don't know. I'm personally, I love the anime style.
I think
Yeah,
what's super cool, right? And this is something that we've sort of fleshed out a little bit here is that we're all sort of here for something very, very unique. And I think that
yeah.
it's pretty dope that we found each other, in Azuki having these sort of unique perspectives because
Exactly.
for me, it's really about the promise of web3. Like, how do we make web3 work? How do we create network based organizations that can compete with the corporate organizational model, the hierarchical model? How do we create network based organizations that can outcompete, right, like corporate based models? And that's always been sort of the promise to me of existing in this space, is like proving that out. And for the longest time, I thought like Azuki just had it, like they had the ability to do that because they had the strongest community. They had no VCs, so they could empower the community as much as they wanted through equity gifts or ensuring that the community holds ownership of the brand moving forward. So it's a very sort of decentralized thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of why like I came to the space, because I thought it would be super fucking dope if a group of people on the internet met on the internet and created a network on the internet that like wrapped the globe, like all the way around the globe, of basically individuals that then connected with other individuals and created this network, and built, co-created a brand that was more powerful than web 2 brands or traditional IP. That was always like my thing.
To be honest, I think I totally agree with you. That would be amazing. But I think in reality, it's kind of impossible to have both a network-based organization and have a leadership in the same time in a project. I think, yeah, you are totally right. I totally agree with you that Azuki had that moment, had that power. But I think it also kind of impossible with any. It's not about the Zaga or the current team. If anyone in the like the leadership positions, it's kind of make a roadblock for the network-based organization, because I think the, in a perfect world, a project, there will be a project with a pretty good art and pretty good leadership like the Satoshi did for the Bitcoin, and the leadership gonna cultivate the first nodes in that network. Then that leadership passed away or left the project, but that node, that calls left behind will be very successful and make that project will be like the next IP giant or next tech giant. I don't know. But I think this is the way that we have to find. I don't know. It's my personal opinion,
To
by the
kill
way.
some founder and watch.
What?
If Kult will work without them?
Yeah, like Bitcoin work,
Great idea.
like
Yeah.
it, and also like Ethereum works without the Vitalik itself, because he's a genius, he's a good person. I love Vitalik, but he does nothing for the Ethereum itself. What he did was he found the Ethereum. He literally like broke his ass at the first time. The Ethereum won't be Ethereum without Vitalik and his China trips. Like he definitely like to work his ass off to convince Chinese investors to Chinese money to invest in the Ethereum, and then he just make it. And if like something happens to Vitalik, Ethereum will be there because it's beyond him right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's definitely some sort of the credence to what you're saying, but I think like I don't think it's impossible on a organizational level in the context of like say for for example an IP. I think like in a network you will always have stronger and weaker nodes, and the super node and central node to the entire network is always going to be team. But the team can't do everything all at once in every direction, and so the important part, and then this is the part that I think Azuki failed at, is the organizational part. Insofar as whenever you begin to build out that network, like for example through the Azuki Passport, you identify the leaders in the communities around the world and you empower them and you enrich them through ensuring that they have the resources, the ways and means, they're connected, they have information transfer, and so everyone's sort of on the same page. Now that takes vigilance, it takes time, it takes effort, and it takes organization. And I think like to a large degree, again, people just don't want to do that. They just want to be in control. They want to make decisions and they want to push those decisions out. And so in the context of a new way of being in sort of coordination and collaboration with the broader network, you have to put a little bit of time on the front end. And that's why, like, that was sort of the promise of NFTs too, because you get funded on the front end. You can put the time and effort on the front end with those resources to build out the network. And everyone sees you doing it, and everyone's like, okay, like this is what we're doing with these foundational funds. And you can bring that to fruition. I fail to say anything is impossible. It just hasn't been tried yet. And I think like the power of crypto itself allows us to attempt these things and allows us to work more in line with how particularly with how nature works, with how ecosystems work. And I mean, I think you run into a lot of issues, not up front, because that on the upfront side, hierarchical models are very efficient. And you can get a lot done very quickly with chain of command and top down. But over the long term and through sort of sustainable efforts and building out resilient, sustainable networks, which Azuki had been doing up until about the time that the Azuki Passport ended. They were showing that they were, and Dim, I think, was like kind of the lead on that, and him not being there anymore, obviously shows to me that like there isn't anybody at sort of the head of network creation. And so, it's one of those things that I wouldn't say it's impossible just because it hasn't been done. And I hope that somebody taps into that and is able to do it. And I think that we will see that, because I think that is the promise of Web3 in particular, and what we've sort of all come here to do. But it's just going to take somebody with that vigilance and with that foresight and with the ability to translate that idea into action over the long term. And I think you see green shoots. You really do in this context, particularly with within the Gitcoin community and the Green Pill community, people that are doing, building networks sort of in real life on the ground, in communities in the world. So, yeah, a lot to be fleshed out there, man. But I wouldn't say it's impossible.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. Actually, it was wrong for me to say that it's impossible. Yeah, I think you worded it much more better than me. It's not done yet. I think like
I'm an eternal optimist. I think and sort
yeah.
of you know what I mean. So it's like I have to push that sort of, that not just the optimism, but the idealism behind a better world for the future, because I don't think corporations are it. I don't think that they provide the world a solution to organization that's fair and equitable. I think we're seeing that at the moment. I think we're seeing that largely in particularly in the United States, with the gap, the income gap being so massive, the Gini coefficient, and inequality being such a massive problem, and just getting worse and worse. So I think that like there has to be a solution to that, and I think that what we've been trying to do here is to provide that solution, to show the world that we can create ways of organizing and being that facilitate value flow in a more equitable way, right? And provide meritocratic value to those that add value to the system, in a fair way. So I hope that that's what we're on.
Yeah, I hope that too. Yeah, I definitely hope that too.
I don't know, guys. This convo make me understood like maybe I'm in the cult of Azuki, and everything that you said, like working on Pudges, working on me with Azukis, because like I'm bullish on them. I want to believe in this idea, and to be honest, like okay, Zagabond is not like example of the super leader person for me, because like I almost never read his tweets, really rarely. But for me, before it was with them, even
Mm.
DJI I read more right now, and with eyes, I think as well. And mostly it's about community, I just like community
But
vibes.
you're a minor.
Why
You
also I joined Azuki, because I highly bullish on anime industry. I think this is the future, and which project is not Azuki will lead this in NFT field. Like no one even like close to Azuki art and infrastructure and culture that they built here. So to the question, like if the founder dying, like we suggested, like will the business still living? And I think with Azuki it's totally fair, because like if Zagabond not here anymore, like we have like anime, and we have yeah, everything.
I do understand. Yeah, I definitely hear you.
Maybe I'm a cult member as well. I agree
No,
with
no,
that.
no. But you are a minority. You are a perfect customer for any NFT brand. To be honest, if I was a NFT founder, I definitely want to onboard you, because you are a believer of a project, not a believer of a leader. But this is not fits for the rest of the crypto bros. Yeah, because the main impetus of the main trigger that bring us, not maybe all of us, but most of us, was the money. Like our whole
Yeah.
industry is driven by the money. They're driven by the gains. We want to earn more. So what you gonna provide me? How can I earn from your project? But if every the NFT person, every NFT holder only wants to be part of the community, be part of the culture, be part of the future of an idea, that will be amazing world, to be honest. And in that world, you are absolutely right. You are absolutely on the right way. But unfortunately, our world doesn't work like that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess.
but it is sort of a spectrum, because there are, and this is again something that Azuki really had going for them, right? Was they had a lot of people in the community that that were diehards, that believed in the manifesto, that wanted this thing to work, that loved the art, that loved anime, the anime industry. Like it was the perfect industry to break into, utilizing this new way of being, this new way of connecting and communicating and existing in this digital world in a growth industry like anime. Like for the longest time, is like the anime is the second fastest growing industry in the world behind AI. And it's like whenever you see that target market and you have this new way of connecting to brand, to existing within this world, to co-creating this world together, and it's all written like right there in the manifesto. You can be a part of something much larger than yourself and also nest within the larger network of anime and build something fucking super dope for people that are that love anime. That was sort of the the potential there. And whenever you have that sort of at the forefront of everyone's thinking, whenever they're moving into Azuki, you do get a lot of diehards. But then whenever you go back to the drawing board sort of 4 years in and say, oh, we're going to do this top down TCG. It's going to be sort of in LA and sort of grow from there, which is a geographically restrictive aspect. And that's tough whenever you have a global network of individuals, because everyone wants to be a part of that, right? Like they all want to be a part of the new shit, but they can't because they're not in LA. And and then that leads into what is essentially the manga, right? The world. And we don't have any say in that either. Like we're not co-creating that world either. We're just consumers of it. Like they're going to create it and we're going to consume it. And so that's very different than what was sort of promised in the beginning, which was an open co-created anime universe that we all can have these characters in, and we all can co-create the world and story and lore. And then they said, no, we're going to do that, and you guys have tokens. That's sort of a bitter pill to swallow, and it may change. Like there's no set path for this, but at the moment where we stand is that they're creating a TCG, and we, like June just did, read the TCGs and tried to elicit some lore from Black Jade from the trading card game. And that's not sort of co-creation. That's just reading and extrapolating and consuming, right? And so I think that's a large sort of disconnect. And it may be that, and I always thought that they would build tools that would allow sort of plug and play for people who were creators that could pass through a process of creating lore and story that met that dope shit standard, and that could plug into the broader universe. But again, there's no promise of that. They haven't said anything about that. It's only that they're doing the TCG and there's some lore in there, and they're doing the manga, which will extrapolate on the World Bible, which nobody in the community has seen or had any input in.
We'll
Yeah.
see. I don't know. We've also the title sent yesterday that some fashion brand, some cool brand with who Azuki will collaborate. Also waiting for episode 3. We will see. I think I don't know. I understood like okay, I'm part of the cult, so that's why maybe I'm so bullish. But now, guys, I realized like I never saw like except Exit, no one with this type of PFP. Like not a single soul on the X wearing that. That's so weird.
Yeah. Achilles had his on for a little while, but I don't think he rocks it anymore.
That's so weird. They are so beautiful, and no
They
one
are so
wearing it.
beautiful. They're so nice.
Maybe because it's on the 86, but that's weird.
Like the Dark Spirit and the Spirit is top level. As an art perspective, especially like the anime art perspective, is top level. It's
Oh, oh my god. That's wild.
Yeah, Zuki, our team is pretty good.
Oh, guys.
I think the best thing in Azuki is Azuki itself.
Oh, there goes my dog barking. I absolutely agree. And having met Steamboy too a handful of times, like he is so cool. Like, you know, you can just see his devotion to craft, you know, in the art, but also like in the way he holds himself and how passionate he is about it. He is such a just a cool individual, and probably because we're, you know, pretty similar age, we have, you know, kids that are also pretty similar age, so we got to sort of chop it up as you know, Gen Xers and as dads. So yeah, no, I love Steamboy. I love him to absolute death.
I haven't met with him yet, but I appreciate his art.
Wow. I need to know more about Steamboy lore, but guys, we're here for 2 hours. Let's meet another Tuesday and we talk about this and about all the news and updates that we're preparing for us.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I think like maybe a small little segment on Azuki art could be really cool. Talking about like who's
Cool.
on the Azuki art team, the Azuki art from the OG collection to the Elementals collection. I mean, I think that that's something that gets people real passionate about, and like they love to talk about because they love the traits and they love the art, and like different things sort of resonate with them. And obviously, like there's just looking at these characters, there's a story there, right? Like how well they've done, you know, the trait combos and stuff. They exude a storyline that's just begging to be told. So that could be a lot of fun.
Let's go. Let's go. I remembered, yeah, our coffee guy wearing this type of NFT also. Two people I know.
Yeah, Azuki art is just is absolutely
Yeah.
unrivaled.
Two beans, yeah. Two beans, we're set.
Okay, guys, see you next Tuesday. Thank you for coming, and yeah, see you
Yeah,
later.
cool. Thanks for having me up last minute. Always
For
enjoy it.
Yeah, thank you everyone for watching, for reposting, for liking. Love you guys so much, and see you next day.
Nope.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Peace.
Always.